Hi guys, today we're going to be talking about how to deal with the death of a ferret. Unfortunately, it's not the most pleasant topic this week. However, unfortunately, just like with any living things, including ourselves, ferrets do die and we do lose companions that we love and cherish. So it's always nice to have a few tips on how to deal with your grief. When you lose a ferret, it can be absolutely heartbreaking because they stole your heart when they were alive. You used to play with them. They gave you so much joy with their little war dances and crazy antics, and part of you kind of goes with them when one of your ferret dies, especially if you've grown really close to them and they've really had a big impact on your life. So a lot of the time you just simply can't believe that they are gone. And it can be really devastating, especially to start with. I remember when we lost Skittles. We loved Skittles so much. And we lost two ferrets where my partner Doug accidentally stood on them because ferrets tend to play under the feet, with feet. So we had two very negative experiences like that, which was very unfortunate for us. And it just devastates you, especially with ferrets that go prematurely, so they haven't had long full lives. It can be really devastating. When your ferret first passes on, it's important to let yourself mourn. Make sure that you cry it out. If you need to cry it out. What I did was just sat in the bathtub with Skittles when she passed away and just cried for hours cuddling her because I was just so devastated. So go through the motions, allow yourself to feel the emotions that you need to feel in order to get out the other end. And there's nothing wrong with crying, especially when you've lost someone or a living being, a friend that you've loved. Once you've got through that first initial stage of shock, horror and devastation, then try to have a think about all the happiness that they brought to your life, and remember those great times that you had, and just feel the gratitude. Gratitude is such a powerful emotion, and if you can just be grateful for all the times that you have had with your little friend, then that can be a really powerful way of helping you heal after your loss. Another thing that you can ask yourself is, would your ferret want you to be sad and upset for too long? We all know that ferrets are beautiful, colourful, happy creatures, and the chances are they probably wouldn't want you to be upset for too long. They'd rather see you happy. Also, comfort yourself in the fact that you probably were a fantastic owner. You probably were a great ferret friend and they probably loved your company. I'm sure you spoilt them rotten and played with them and had fun with them, made them happy throughout their lives and did anything you could to make them happy and feel comfortable in your home. So don't feel guilty. You probably did the best that you possibly could under the circumstances that you had. Also consider that even though it seems like a massively negative experience that your ferret dies, there's never just one side to the story. There's always a balance between positive and negative. So even though it might be hard for you, especially if you've just lost a ferret and this is completely normal, there's always a positive side to a negative experience. One of the positives is that you have one less ferret to look after. This means that you get to save some money, you don't have as much poop to clean, and sometimes it's just nice to have a little bit of a break because ferrets do take up quite a bit of time out of your daily routine. So sometimes it's nice to just have a little bit of extra time to yourself, especially if you're a one ferret person. If you have more ferrets, then there might be a change in dynamic between your ferrets and you. You might discover new little quirks about some of your other ferrets as you get to know them on a different level without that other ferret there. Essentially, the love that you had for that one ferret that passed away will have to go somewhere. and the other ferrets are going to be the ones who benefit from it because they'll get extra love and care. Your bond with your family or your partner may become stronger. If you do have that extra time, then you might be able to spend more time with your family or your partner, and they'll obviously benefit because that love that you had for that ferret will have to go somewhere else, and they might be the ones to benefit from it as well as you spend more time with them. Another perspective is that there might actually be a ferret out there that needs your care. There might be a ferret up for adoption in a shelter or up for rescue that needs your love and care and is just waiting to find a beautiful, loving forever home. And now that you have space for one more, you might have the opportunity to give a ferret that really needs your love some extra attention and extra TLC. Sometimes it might be hard to think of both positive and negative experiences, especially just after you've lost your ferret. But just try to consider that there are always positive and negatives to every single situation, and there are lessons to learn from every single situation. Any lesson that you learn from this situation, you'll be able to take with you on another journey with another ferret, and you may even become an even better carer. If you've just lost your ferret, try to write down a list of all the lessons that ferret taught you and try to get some positives out of that experience. It will help you balance your emotions, and it will help you feel better and help you heal faster after your loss. I hope today's video has helped you deal with the loss of your ferret. If you have any other comments or questions, then please leave them in the comment section below. And don't forget to sign up for the Ferret First Aid and Emergency Care book, which you need to sign up to the Ferret-World newsletter to get. That has helped save so many ferrets' lives already. It was written by myself and by my vet, Dr. David Vella, who is incredible. So there's some fantastic tips on how you can keep your ferret nice and healthy and help them in an emergency as well. So I recommend getting that. Also, join us on the Ferret-World Facebook page, on Twitter, and on the Ferret-World Pinterest page. Thanks guys, I'll see you next week. Bye!